Yo, what's really good, University of Miami Hurricane football fans? Your boy Alonzo 1219, aka Diehard, back in the building. We're gonna do a video today, a quick video, not long. We're gonna do a video today talking about who we think are going to be the starting offensive linemen. All right, and then we're gonna talk about the offensive line coach, and we're gonna talk about the offensive coordinator and what we feel that they can do in order to make this offensive line succeed this year and in the future. So I got one of my experts on, Mr. Slim Shady Kane. I'm gonna let him do most of the breakdown because I'm not as good about the offensive line as he is. So I figure sometimes you have to bring somebody on who has a little bit more knowledge than you at certain positions, and he most definitely has a little bit more knowledge than me at offensive line. So I'm gonna let him do some breakdowns, and then I'll just counter or agree or disagree, and it's gonna be a quick, 5 to 7 minute video. What's going on, Mr. Slim Shady Kane?
What's going on, Zoe? How you doing today?
Man, I'm good, man. We just had a nice little conversation. We could have been over with, but we've been talking off air. We've been talking off air, so now we talking on air, man. How your day been going, bro? And your beautiful daughter and wife. I got to say hi to them.
Oh, just another day in grand old Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. I like it there, though. I've been there a couple times. I like Memphis. I like it.
Y'all want some real barbecue? Come out here.
Memphis, Tennessee.
I don't care what Kansas City says.
I like Kansas City, too. I was going to say those are the two best places, Memphis and Kansas. Period. All right, so first let's talk about the. I was gonna talk about O-line first, but First let's talk about the offensive line and who you feel like will be the starting group for the offensive line this year.
Well, starting group I think is going to be obviously 3 returning starters from last year: Navon Donaldson, Corey Gaynor, and DJ Skeet.
DJ Skate.
I think is how you pronounce his name. I'm probably messing that up.
I think it's Skate.
I think the 4th starter will probably be that Butler transfer, Tommy Kennedy.
What position is he at? Guard.
And
is Kennedy at guard, left guard, or something like that? I'm not 100%.
Left tackle, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think, my personal opinion, to round out the starting 5, I think Leland Reed is probably going to be the underclassman to step up and get that starting spot.
All right.
Whether he does or doesn't, I don't know. That's just me taking a guess of who I think is probably gonna step up in the spring and win that other starting spot.
I can't disagree with you. Like I said, I'm not great on offensive line, but Cleveland Reed, from my understanding, even during the off season, was doing pretty well in the weight room and repping and everything. Liking to see those guys in the weight room during the off season, man. And their nutrition, they seem like they're. I've talked to a few guys and I've seen a little bit of film. Those guys look like they're in very good shape this year. They look like they're in better shape going into this year than they were midway through last year, and that's usually the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, this guy looks like he's doing better, and I mean, you're going to see faster results out of a strength and conditioning coach who works with the nutritional team, because they spend the most time of any coach with the players.
Repeat that again.
Pretty much all off season.
Repeat that again to the 1219 family, man, because a lot of people don't understand that the strength and conditioning coach and the nutrition team spend most of the time with these players. So could you repeat that again so people can really understand how Gus Felder kind of failed these kids? In my opinion.
Out of all your coaches on the staff, your strength and conditioning coach and his nutritional team, they spend the most time with the players because they're allowed to be with them during the periods where the NCAA says, all your head coach, coordinators, and assistant coaches can't be with them, because they keep them on that strict diet even during the off season, even during school breaks.
And they're actually able to work.
Because that's something you just can't slack up on.
And they're actually able to work them out during the off season. Like a lot of coaches really can't be around them a lot, but they're actually able to continue to work those guys out during the off season. So and be in the weight room with those guys year round. So that's a good thing. And this I keep forgetting this guy's name. I have to go back and look it up. But he seems like he's on the job because I'm looking at results already, and it's definitely gonna be. It's definitely gonna be. I think it's gonna work to our advantage. To be honest with you, I'm loving what I'm seeing. Now the offensive line coach, the new offensive line coach, he's come from Tampa Bay, so that's your neck of the woods. How do you feel about this guy? What's his name again?
When he come to Tampa Bay, Eric Berry.
Eric Berry, okay, yeah.
Or not Eric Berry. Good Lord, not Eric Berry. It's having a brain fart. Hang on, I got it right here. Butch Berry.
Butch Berry.
Lewis Berry.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in Tampa Bay loved him because day one of him coming into Tampa, you saw immediate improvement out of the offensive line in Tampa Bay. I mean, they went from the year before he was there, I think they were the 29th or 30th ranked offensive line in the NFL. His first year there, I put it like this. They were able to put up, they went from around 700-800 yards rushing the year before to a little over 1,500 yards rushing his first season.
He's very energetic. I've watched some of his like drills and stuff, and he's a very, very energetic coach. I've noticed that's who Manny has hired, a bunch of guys with a bunch of energy, because he's very energetic.
He is most definitely, and he's also, you know, a lot of people that watch the show, they keep pointing to like Nebraska's offensive line, Wisconsin's offensive line, but he's not going to play the biggest guy out there just because he's the biggest guy out there. They picked up a kid in the 2019 recruiting class. Let me pull up his name.
Sorry about the clicking in the background.
Zion Nelson. That's who it was. Zion Nelson. He's only coming in at about 240 pounds. And a lot of people think that's going to be undersized for an offensive lineman. But you put him up against a Nebraska or a Wisconsin offensive lineman, and he's going to run circles around him.
And you know what? I think that was a Jimmy Johnson type of trend on defense, where we're not just going to put the biggest guy in there on defensive line at linebacker. We're going to put the most athletic guy, the guy with the most speed, the guy that we can use for certain positions. And Denver Broncos did that with the offensive line when they came up with that zone run scheme. I think they were the first team to really come with that zone run scheme with Terrell Davidson. Their offensive line was just more athletic than everybody.
Yep. And I don't have a problem in the world with a smaller, more athletic offensive line, as long as you end up with the same result.
Yeah, as long as the scheme fits.
Something else I would like to see them possibly do this year, and I think can really help in the run game, is take a guy from the defensive line like Nesta Silvera, play him two-way football. I think he could really be good at opening up some run holes for the run game.
But you know, Nesta's going to be out there a lot on defense. So I mean, it's going to be kind of hard, but that would be actually, especially on goal line situations. Yeah. You can bring Nesta in on goal line situations.
Yeah, that's a situational type thing.
Like bring him in at tight end, line him up at tight end. You know what I'm saying? And he's actually pretty athletic too. He can catch the football. So that would actually be, you know, that's that. Yeah, bring him in on goal line situations or fourth and short situations, and line him up at tight end. You know what I'm saying? That would be, you know what I'm saying, because it will give you extra blocking. He's very aggressive, and also he's sneaky quick, and I can imagine him, you know what I'm saying, on 4th and 1 catching a little 5-yard pass. So yeah, that would be that.
Well,
would,
that and I'm just saying in the lines of put a running back right on his heels, let him blast through the O-line just like he does on defense. Let him blast through the opposing defensive line with a running back right on his heels.
Talking like on 4th and short.
He's into the second level, and you go from, okay, maybe you'll need it a yard or two. I mean, this guy's opening up a hole. You can get 10, 12 yards.
And he's quick, and he can. I can see him playing at fullback every now and then too. You know, like you say, open up a hole, put him in front, let him. He's fourth and short. Put him at fullback. I'm all for creativity, Slim. I'm all for creativity. Whatever it takes to make us win. And a lot of college football teams do that. A lot of NFL teams do that. So why not? So on that,
and like you said, line him up in another position. It's not unheard of. I mean, it was his. If I'm not mistaken, it was his sophomore year. They moved Warren Sapp from tight end to D-line.
I thought it was, when did he take the rock spot? I thought he took the rock spot his first year. He took the rock spot his second year.
Yeah, it was because he was tight end his first year. It was his second year. It was when they moved him to the line.
Yeah.
He told the Rock, I'm taking your spot.
Yeah, thank you, Rock. Appreciate that, man. Go make movies. Even though Rock making more money than way more money than
Well, they just moved the Rock over defensive end, and to be honest with you, he was actually a little bit better there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, now getting to this last one. I said it was gonna be like an 8-minute video. We're on 12 now. So getting to this last one. Enos. How do you feel like Enos is gonna make this offensive line better? And what type of play calling do you feel like he would bring or that he can bring? Your suggestions to, if you had to give Coach Enos any suggestions, you know what I'm saying? What do you think he's gonna do, and what would you like him to do on a few different things?
Well, the obvious answer is going to be with the lack of protection they had is to spread the field. You know, that's going to help hide any deficiencies that you have at offensive line, but it's also going to take advantage of what your team already has in speed. So I think the obvious answer there, day one, is going to be to spread the field. Now, there's nothing wrong with running, you know, a 3-bunch set or anything like that. Now, whether it's going to be keeping a tight end in there to help block on a 3-bunch set, or whether it's going to be using like Cameron Davis to help block. I think he would do a lot better at pass protection than what Travis Homer was able to do.
Yeah. Now we're gonna
Homer's just too small.
We're gonna get into that probably later on this week with you again, on talking about the I'm gonna do the offensive segment with you, and I have the defensive segment with someone else. So because people get tired of hearing me talk sometimes, and you are way more intelligent at certain parts of the game, and I don't mind admitting that. Plus, you know football, and you're a 1219 family member, so we have got to start letting you guys voice your opinion, not just on live videos, but on these uploads, so people can know who people are. So later on this week, you get back with me. The next topic we're going to talk about will be tight ends and receivers, and then we'll end up with running backs, and then the last topic will be quarterbacks. And
there are wide receivers in there somewhere too.
Yeah, I always say wide receivers and tight ends will be the next conversation that we have later on this week.
Oh, okay.
So we'll talk wide receivers and tight ends, and then we'll talk running backs and like specialty players, running backs and like H-backs, and then, you know what I'm saying, kick return on one, and then we'll talk quarterbacks. We'll do a whole segment for quarterbacks, because it's gonna be that's a huge topic right now with the quarterbacks and who they want at quarterback. But Darth Vader sent me. I did this earlier, but Darth Vader sent me he sent me a spring schedule. So I'm gonna read this, and then you can let me know what you think about it, and whether or not you will make one of the spring games, or whether or not you're just gonna hold off and just wait for the opener on August 24th. Coral Gables, Florida. The University of Miami football program announced Tuesday It's 2019 spring practice schedule, which features two opportunities for fans to see the Hurricanes in action. kicks off spring practice on Tuesday, March 19th, the first of 15 sessions. All 12 on campus will be conducted in the Carol Sofer indoor practice facility. That's the new indoor practice facility for this Auburn guy who knows nothing about football, especially about the Miami Hurricanes. You can smell what Zoe is cooking. And in addition, there will be 3 scrimmages, 2 in which will be open to the public. All other practice sessions are closed to the public. The first scrimmage will be open to the public is on Saturday, April 13th at Traz Powell Stadium in Miami at noon. The second open scrimmage will be at Camping World Stadium in Orlando on Saturday, April 20th at noon. Admission is free. So I will be there at April 20th. I will be at that one. I don't know if you're going to make either one on, Slim. I know you're a truck driver. It's kind of hard for you, you know what I'm saying, to get off at times. I will be at the one on April 20th. So,
well, if I am able to make it to one, it'll be the one on the 20th. Because just being honest, from my house to Hard Rock is somewhere around a 16, 17-hour drive.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you go to the one on the 20th, stop through Columbia, me and you just ride together.
Yeah, I gotta get with my boss, see about that one.
I'm saying if you do make that one, that way you can park your car here and you want to do the whole drive by yourself, and then when you get back, you can spend the night, because I'll come back early. You can spend the night and then get up in the morning and make the rest of the trip to Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's if something you would be interested in. So, but.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That show make it easier on both those.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, I would drive the whole trip because it'd take you like 6-7 hours just to get here. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't mind driving.
Now, unless I'm mistaken, isn't this the first spring that they're able to use that indoor practice facility?
Yep, this is the first spring.
It opened last fall, didn't it?
It opened actually. I don't remember. I think it might have opened this year. I don't think it opened last year. I think it finished last year. I think it's the first time. I think the first time they were able to use it was Manny Diaz, actually, when he went in tackling the dummies. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the first time. I don't think they used it at all last year.
For some reason, I'm thinking they used it in the fall. Here's my big thing on that.
I'm not sure, but I don't think they did.
The first spring, even if they didn't, this would be the first spring in University of Miami football history that they'll actually get a full and complete spring practice.
Full and complete practice.
Everybody knows how much they get full spring practice, because everybody knows how many practices do they lose every year for lightning and thunderstorms.
I'm talking about full. It might be the first time they get a full practice outside. Ever.
No, this will be the first year that they get a full spring camp.
Oh, I feel you.
And they're not losing days here and there because of South Florida weather.
That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying this might be the first time they get a full practice without losing time, because it rains every day. It rains and lightning every day. This might be the first time they get a full practice without having to stop. So
they did an article when they opened it. They lost somewhere around 90 practices a year,
and
because of weather.
That hurts.
Imagine how much better that team can be with 90 more practices.
Oh man, especially with Diaz and his intensity. So we'll talk about that another time, Slim. I appreciate you, my brother.
Yes.
We're gonna go ahead and end this one now. Love you guys. Thanks to Mr. Slim Shady Kane for coming on. Hold on, Slim. Don't hang up real quick. Thanks for Mr. Slim Shady Kane coming on. Please hit the like, share, subscribe button. We're trying to make it a little short, but we did a little bit more talking about the coaches and everything, and talking about Enos and the offensive line coach. What's his name again? O-line coach. Barry. So we're gonna like I said, we're gonna break down the wide receivers and tight ends probably Thursday-ish, probably somewhere around there. And I should have my laptop back. I got some more things did on my laptop so I can actually learn how to edit, because we will be editing this year. in the garage. And hopefully I can get Slim Shady Kane, 786, few of those guys to come up here and do some videos in the man cave. So we'll see how that work out, man. I love you guys always, man. We represent this you all day, every day, man. And we out.